If you're not leaving breadcrumbs in your art, then you're missing the entire point. Art was a form of alchemy, and each artist had their own signature, their own story to tell, and they left breadcrumbs within their pieces to tell that story. There was a reason that the greats like Frida Kahlo, Vincent van Gogh, Basquiat were so influential within their time period and even till this day. And it's because they actually put forth signatures and they put forth breadcrumbs within their art that told their story. I feel like as time has gone on, we've come to a time where art slowly start to get less personal and we just start to throw up things on a paper just to please our clients. But we haven't tapped back into the part of us, the reason why we loved art in the first place. Because art was intended to go from subconscious to conscious, from dark to light, from the 4D to the 3D. And as time went on, we slowly stepped away from that. And that's why a lot of artists struggle with wanting to be the greats, but they lack that part of themselves that allows them to get vulnerable within their art and tell pieces of their story as life goes on. Art is so much more than just a painting on a piece of paper or a canvas. It tells your story. And when you line up your art, you should be able to see what phases of your life you were in through your art, the parts where you were healing, your ascension, and even your inner truths. Art's intention was to awaken the masses, to speak your truth and your spirituality within your art so that others can see and feel that also and awaken within themselves. Art to an artist should be like a grimoire to a witch. You want to be able to view your art as a living document so that way once you're dead and gone, 100 years from now, people can look at your art and feel that energy that you encoded into your art. They may not be able to understand you or read your brain, but that feeling and that knowing when they view your art and seeing your symbolism behind what you create will always be there. That is why there's an entire study for people to dissect art and figure out the meanings and the symbols behind each artist. I know this is easier said than done, and it's deeper than just finding an art style and sticking to it. This is something that tells your story. What do you want 100 years from now when you're gone? When somebody finds your art, what message do you want to send? For me, I know finding my art style was just like a click in my head that came easily. But after I found that art style, I could have easily just drawn whatever with no meaning. But I started off trying to dive deep and still to this day continue to dive deep within my subconscious to tell a story. So that way when you look at my art, you're actually grasping something out of it. You can see the encoded truth within the stories that I'm trying to tell. Subconscious is one of the ones that I've recently done where I really wanted to pour in that feeling of your subconscious mind and feeling alone at times, but also at peace. And that is a story that I want to tell because I know I am not the only one who struggles or who has these ideas. I want others to also know through my art that what they are feeling and what they are seeing and what they are believing is true to them. And I try to pour that into my art. And yours could be different. Maybe it's something personal that you went through. It can be from your childhood or maybe in your current adulthood or when you were in your preteens. But what story do you want to leave behind? What message are you trying to get across for others to feel? Because feeling is the first part of transmuting that feeling. If you do not understand what you are feeling or acknowledge that feeling, you can never transmute and overcome those fears or those whatever emotions you're trying to get across. And I say that only on the side of like the negative emotions that we try to shun away instead of shedding light. But your art doesn't have to be just showing negativity. It also could be showing the positives of your childhood or your current life of being at peace and bliss. Because people need to see that also. People need to see all different forms of art and all different energies, whether it's something that's traumatic to you or something that is just an amazing feeling. All emotions matter. So if you're pouring in happiness so that you can remind people when they look at your art, the joy of just being, then that is something that you need to sit and ponder upon so that way you can start pouring breadcrumbs and symbolisms and meanings and enchanting your art with your feelings that you have within yourself. Art brings forth what the artist needs to see in their life. So when we are painting things, a lot of times those emotions start to arise as we're creating. And I'm saying painting, but it can be any art, whether you're a writer, you sketch, you sculpt, you paint, whatever it is, any type of art form, film work. and you bring forth that emotion and you put it in this package in the 3D for others to then watch and have that emotion come up within them so that they can address it also. So when you're creating art, it's okay to feel, it's okay to be vulnerable. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to feel those emotions because it helps you in the process of learning about yourself even more. And not only are you helping yourself, but you're helping others who view your art and see that same energy that you put into it when you created it. So I encourage you as an artist to create with depth, be vulnerable, and share your emotions within your art. It's okay to be vulnerable. It is not a weakness, it is a strength. And if you are an artist, let me know down in the comments what someone 100 years from now will pick up in your art. What message do you want to send? That's it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I also hope you enjoyed my dark feminine look. I'm definitely in my dark era. Blame it on my cycle, whatever. But I just felt like, I felt like getting witchy today. If you're new, my name is Elle. I am a spiritual creative. I have 2 channels here. This is my creative channel, and I also have a spiritual channel where I talk less creative and strictly my spiritual journey and manifestations and spell work, etc. If you are interested in that, then I'll leave that down in the description as well for you to subscribe to. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave comments down below, like I stated, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.